Welcome to our fall sea glass vase DIY. Everything for this vase can be bought at the Dollar Tree, so it is super easy, super fun. It's something to do for the holidays, add a little punch of color. All you need is this tall vase and some orange mesh that has these beautiful curves in it. It's an orange ribbon mesh, and it has to be one that has a thinner material, not the one that's really coarse. Here are examples of ribbon mesh that work great for this project. The rolls come in 3 yards by 6 inches. The first step is to measure a piece of ribbon 11 inches long, wrap it around, and you're going to glue it on with Mod Podge using a sponge brush. So the first thing we'll do is we will cut the mesh to 11 inches. So you can see that I'm getting ready to mark this down here using a silver Sharpie. If you can't find a silver Sharpie at the Dollar Tree, they also have some other permanent silver markers that you can find in the craft section. And after marking it, I'm just going to take a pair of fabric shears to cut it apart. Another way you could do this if you want to make sure it's more accurate, because even on the cylinder vase, it is a tiny bit thicker at the bottom than it is the top. Therefore, you might want to actually tape it on and tape it around. Maybe use a silver marker so you can mark the top and the bottom so you can draw a line, and then you can match it up perfectly. The next step is to take the Mod Podge and brush it on. You don't want to brush a lot on, maybe brush it around like 1/4 to 1/3 of the way around the base, and then line up the ribbon mesh with the bottom and go all the way around, making sure that the bottom of the ribbon is aligning with the bottom of the vase. Once you start to apply the orange ribbon mesh, you add Mod Podge on top of it and gradually go around brushing on the Mod Podge as you see me doing here. One of the biggest reasons why I like to use Mod Podge on top of this ribbon is it keeps the glitter from falling off and you still have the beautiful pattern. It adds a little glitz without the mess. After applying the ribbon with Mod Podge, it's a great idea to clean it up with a wet napkin on the inside and on the rim, and to let it dry for at least a half hour before going on to part 2, which is adding the twine. Before adding the twine, we will switch out our Mod Podge and heat up the hot glue gun. First, we'll begin with the vase, and we will add a little drop of hot glue right above the ribbon. Then we'll apply the jute to the vase. I am adding a little glue at a time as I go around the edge of the ribbon. It's going to take a little maneuvering back and forth to make sure to keep the jute straight. This is the most important row because it's the one that all the other rows will line up with. After finishing this row, the rest is a piece of cake. Once you are finished wrapping the first twine around the base, you're going to continue to work your way up to the top of the rim, repeating this process over and over, and just taking your time to take your thumb and kind of comb it down, which means push it down so all the twine is right next to one another with no spaces in between. Within a few minutes, you'll have a finished vase that will look gorgeous with your fall decor. Thank you for flying with us on GL Airways. We look forward to seeing you soon.